During the broadcast, presenter Bale received an anonymous call from a caller called Stephen from Odessa who claimed to be a former Area 51 employee. The caller, who appeared quite apprehensive, started talking about some fascinating and enigmatic facts about Area 51. He said that he had just begun to divulge some startling information concerning Area 51 when all of a sudden he lost communication and the satellite broadcast stopped. But 7 months later, the caller called the MTV video program again and discussed the riddles surrounding Area 51. According to him, there are a lot of mysteries, strange events, and new discoveries in our world that lead to inexplicable occurrences. The things that fall under the category of mysteries are discoveries, happenings, or events that defy human comprehension. The reason these riddles remain unsolved to this day is this lack of comprehension. One of the 5 mysteries that the caller highlighted had to do with Area 51. Covering 7,500 square kilometers in the Nevada desert, Area 51 is a top-secret location in the United States. It is said to as a U.S. Air Force base with several military secrets kept under wraps. The caller clarified that it is unlawful to gain information about this facility and that those who are sent there for employment must receive top-secret security clearances before being flown in a specially designed jet from Las Vegas to the location. The caller stressed how many stories and conjectures have been spread by the public as a result of the secrecy surrounding Area 51. The caller went on to discuss an odd occurrence that happened in 1997 when Art Bell, a radio show presenter, got a call from someone posing as an ex-Area 51 employee. The caller said that his life was in jeopardy and was quite anxious. At a festival, he started talking about genuine aliens and study on them, and how the U.S. government is going to alter the planet. In addition, the caller described an odd event in which a satellite communication was suddenly interrupted, causing the caller to lose contact. Ultimately, the caller admitted in a follow-up contact that the first call had been a fake and that he had made up the narrative as a joke. But the original call's enigmatic character and the abrupt stop of the satellite broadcast remain unanswered, casting a long-lasting mystery. Following the extraction of samples from many bones, it was determined that the structure is about 40 years old and that it belongs to a human, not an extraterrestrial. It remains unclear how this human structure came to be comparable to a 6-year-old person, but it appears to have perished for some reason even before it was born. Third, a unique dinosaur-like creature was sighted 4 times at separate sites in the Lens Jungle of New Caledonia. The villagers saw new buildings that looked like palaces. As reported by the independent newspaper PNG on December 11, 1999, some Maori people claimed to have seen a monster while praying. They said it looked like a dinosaur. The creature, which was as tall as a dump truck and fed on leaves with fangs the size of human fingers and broad legs resembling coconut tree trunks, was also spotted in the bush by a priest and his friend the next day. Though these traits were initially overlooked, the identical creature, named Rahul, was seen on the eastern coast of New Guinea 5 years later. It was reported by the locals as a 3-meter-long, gray creature with crocodile-like spikes that resembled a dog. The government decided to organize a search party in response to the news, which forced many news outlets to report on it. Though Ashok Travels and the police officers dispatched with M16 guns failed to locate any such thing, the locals demanded that the police remove it for study at a covert area. Second, although science refers to it as a crater, others believe this to be the entrance to hell. The world's largest crater, located in eastern Siberia, is the source of the annual growth of the Great Day by Day. Its yearly self-expansion of up to 30 meters is what distinguishes it. It measures 1 kilometer in length and 282 feet in depth. It was barely half a kilometer long in 1981, according to satellite pictures, but it has since expanded gradually to reach a length of 0.65 kilometers, or up to 650 meters. The feeling that something is amiss is created by the unusual noises that the locals think originate from inside this crater. For this reason, it is referred to as the door or gate to hell in common parlance. Institutions think that this region of the Earth, which has been frozen for thousands of years, is melting as a result of global warming. Still, this greater crater is seen in wonder even now, and its prominence is growing. There is the largest crater in the world, located in Russia's greater eastern Siberia, and it is present every year. Its unique quality is its autonomous growth, reaching heights of up to 30 meters annually. Filvac spans 1 kilometer and descends to a depth of 282 feet. But according to satellite photos, it was only as long as half a kilometer in 1981. After that, though, it continued to develop and was measured up to 0.65 kilometers, or 650 meters, here. The villagers think that sounds coming from within this crater are odd and unusual figures. Its moniker has been preserved as the door to hell or the door to hell, as if something is amiss. However, according to institutions, the Earth's portion that has been frozen for thousands of years is melting as a result of global warming. However, this massive crater is still visible today and is becoming larger every day. First, in 1922, the pilot of a commercial ship noticed strange people on the ground as it passed over the top of the poles. It appeared as though the figure was enormous. With its eyes closed, it resembled a massive creature considerably bigger than a human standing on the ground. After realizing it was not a natural structure, the pilot informed the authorities. It was confirmed by later satellite photos to be a gigantic figure, which is now referred to as the Great Sonf, fennel seed, figure. This figure, which may be seen in the sky, is currently regarded as the greatest enigma. It is hard to gauge these figures' size from the ground because of their immense coverage. These distinctive shapes, called Nere's lines, are dispersed over a region of Peru, some of which are constructed on the eastern slopes of mountains and others of which are on flat ground. Here are several geometric forms to behold, along with drawings of birds and animals. Some of the larger ones are the size of a football field. Thus far, 24 geoglyphs have been found in this region. There may be many more that our eyes have not yet been able to identify. Remarkably, contemporary estimations place the creation date of some of these designs between 2 and 2,500 years ago. But the motivation behind making these is still a mystery. The fact that these old drawings haven't been discovered anywhere else is even more astounding. The landing spots for alien gods were thought to be here by the locals thousands of years ago, according to a British author. However, other critics contend that the exorbitant costs of these publications are not justified, implying that the intent behind these antiquated maps or illustrations had to do with the locals' habits and customs. Some claim that UFO landing pads were a part of the local customs. There's no denying that Nere's lines continue to confound people to this day. It is anticipated that you would generously like and share this video as well. I am grateful for your kind remarks. I'll see you in the amazing next video.